Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Tankor. Now, the Beast Machines series is, in my opinion, the worst ever created. It's way too preachy and religious and just really bad, I think. But I really do appreciate Hasbro going towards these characters and giving us some, specifically Tankor here. As they're celebrating the generations of Transformers, it makes sense that they would eventually touch on Beast Machines. As you can see, you do have his comic with him. Whether or not he's in the story, I don't know. We'll find out eventually. But you got the nice Thrilling 30 logo down here. That he's the leader of the Viacons. Then you come around here to the back, you got his technical data, as well as his Cybertronian tank mode and his robot mode. And it says, Tankor is a mountain of pure destructive force. Give him an objective, and it's as good as done, and quite possibly crushed, smashed, and completely demolished. The Viacon General doesn't have much for brain power, but his skill in battle is nearly unrivaled. Now, if you've watched the Beast Machines, you know that this is basically Rhinox. Rhinox didn't really survive the trip back to Cybertron after Beast Wars, and without giving too much away if you haven't seen it, he eventually becomes this guy. Really kind of lame thing is that he also ends up kind of siding with Megatron and feeling that Megatron's philosophy is the best, so it's really bleh. Recently, Shout Factory has unveiled that they will be releasing the full series of Beast Machines on DVD. And to be totally fair, I might check it out just because I haven't watched Beast Machines in several years. So, going back and watching now that I'm older, I might like it some more. I don't know. We'll see. But as for the figure, that's about it for the packaging. So let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Tankor opened up and out of its packaging. And as you can see, I mean, despite that, right up front I'm going to tell you that I'm not a very big fan of this. So don't expect a very glowing review or anything of that nature. But I will say that in both his vehicle mode, this little tank looking thing, as well as his robot mode, he is really very accurate to how he looked in the actual cartoon. Now, that all being said, like I said, I personally don't like this figure. I mean, even the design of the cartoon, I don't particularly like. I'm not a fan of the cartoon. There's no secret there. But this just looks, I mean, you got his head, I mean, and again, it's accurate to how it looks, but his head sticking up there just looks bad. I mean, you got gaps here. I mean, none of this really looks cohesive. It's just, there's no panels or anything. I mean, it lends itself nicely to his robot mode because there's not a lot of extra robot junk or vehicle junk hanging off of him. So it keeps his modes looking clean. I just don't like the way that it looks. Then on top of that, he's got a very... it's got a little bit of a metallic, very light bluish sort of paint on here. I don't like it. It looks thin and I guess knockoff-ish. It doesn't feel like knockoff, but the paint, it just doesn't come through very nicely. There's no depth to it. So I just really don't like it. I mean, he does have wheels. You got one large wheel here on the bottom. You got two smaller ones up here. So you do get some rolling going with it. I mean, you can have the whee. You can have him, well, he doesn't really roll very well. I'm trying to get him to come back and he doesn't like it. Now that's the best I can do. He does have his giant cannon here, which is a friction missile. You just take this whole section here, grab hold of this, and then you pull it forward. It just, what? All right, let's try that again. That can't be right. That's a little bit better. I mean, the other, I mean, that was stupid. So he does have that. I really do like the friction missile. It allows you to, maybe if I can get it going really... Yeah, well, all right. That's I do like it because it allows you to not have to worry about that spring thing. And it basically gives the same functionality as the spring-loaded missile launcher. So I dig it. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, and again, it is all very, very accurate. That is one thing that I say. If you do like the way that the character looks in both of these modes, this is going to be a figure that you're going to absolutely love. But everybody has different opinions, and mine is that I don't like it. But I will say it does have an accurate look to it. You do have the nice paint applications here. You got his missiles. I mean, the paint applications, other than the bluish plastic for the primary use of his body, all looks really good. It's just that doesn't. But now to transform him, it is also ridiculously simple. You're going to just detach these legs from the side here, just like that. Come around here, I'm just going to angle these back, get them out of the way. Then take this, fold that back like so. Then this whole section, we're just going to wiggle, loosen this up because you got round sections here that tab, well, they're not even round, but they're round-like, and they peg in there. So do that, then rotate these out like so. You can bring these down like that. These will fold down along the side. You can flare these out if you want to, but I think accuracy wise they're down like that. Then just take this whole section, bring this up. You're going to fold this top section, it was like this, fold this down. Then you got a little slot tab thing right there that's going to peg it to the back section right there. And then you got these little tabs on these gray bits that are going to peg on the inside of his arms. So you're lining all that up and then giving that a little squeeze. Get these arms out, fold this, fold these up like so, fold his legs or his feet down, gonna angle this just like that, and here you have Tankor in his robot mode. And again, an absolute very accurate representation of how he looked in the cartoon, except very small. Now, I can completely ignore the fact that I don't like the character, that I don't like the toy. This guy really should be bigger. It definitely should be a Voyager size. You could keep the exact same engineering, but if you upscale this to a Voyager, it would just fit much, much better. That's a big problem that I have. If you're going to create this character, it needs to be done correctly and needs to be in the proper size. That's just what I think you need to do. You do have the big giant cannon hanging out there, still has the functionality. For his articulation, the head will look left and right, but really that's about it. But again, some good paint apps on here. I mean, you can see some red eyes. It's very hard. I mean, you got a light piping, but it's a very frosted reddish, almost just red plastic as opposed to a red translucent plastic. So you don't get a lot of light piping coming through there, hardly at all. It's really almost indistinguishable. But you got some nice yellow paint apps here on the head. You got silver for his mouth. Again, you got some wonderful paint detail coming through. You got the yellow, you got his symbol painted right there. You got those red missile pods. You got some more yellow, red bits coming out. I mean, it looks good. I mean, this section up here is a little bit more of a metallic paint, so that looks very nice. So you do have that for his articulation. The shoulder here is on a pin joint, so you can move it in and out. You can rotate that all the way around. It rotates at the upper part of the bicep. He has two joints here at the elbow, so you can get that. And then it also does have a, I guess, lower elbow swivel, so you got a lot of swivel points in here. You have these little bits that do rotate, but there's absolutely no purpose to them rotating. But the arms, or the hands, do open. You can see they are hinged together, so as you move one, the other one also moves, which is very cool. I do appreciate that. Nothing at the waist. The hips are on those pin joints as well, so they rotate, they move in and out. Rotates up here at the upper part of the thigh. He bends at the knee, and then the feet, you do have some pivot just as part of the transformation. So robot mode, he does look much better, I think, than his vehicle mode. He has a little bit harder of a time standing because he's got these wheels that, as you can see, the wheels make his feet kind of stick up. So you have to kind of bend those in a way that he's able to stand a little bit easier by bending the foot. I don't know how well you're able to actually see that, but you can see how that sticks up or sticks out a little bit more than the back section. So you do have to balance it a little bit better, but you can get it to stand fairly easily. But definitely robot mode, I think, is his best looking mode. It just really needs to be a lot larger. I mean, for a size comparison, just because this is the only other Deluxe that I have sitting next to me right now, here's Kickback from the Fall of Cybertron line, and you can see that Kickback, I mean, as a Deluxe figure, is, I mean, ignoring his wings, at the head a much taller figure. So it really just does look, or Tankor really does just look very stubby. And then his arms are just ridiculously long. But again, all of that is proper. I mean, I will not take any of that away from this. It has an absolute accurate look to that character model, so that absolutely wins. Now to transform him back, he's just as easy. He's going to the vehicle mode as he was coming to the robot mode. Take this whole section here, pull this away, take the arms, you're going to collapse these up, just like so. Well, yeah, collapse them up like that. Get that back, fold these arms just like so. Fold these arms just like so. Now, again, I don't get why you have these little wheel things here. It would make sense if you could actually use them for something, but you can't. And I don't know, it's kind of silly. These two bits right here actually sort of tab together, but you don't even need to tab them together. You got a little slot right here, and then this section sticks out, but you don't even really need to tab them together. Just fold them down just like so, because you're going to take this, you're going to straighten that up, and then you're going to bring this in those little round sections are going to peg in here, so that you're going to get stability with these arms right there. So just push that down, lock that in, make sure that's nice and secure. There we go. But like I said, these wheels have zero purpose. It would make more sense if there was a way they were down here on the bottom to be able to use as wheels instead of this one rolly wheel, but whatever, I digress. Take these, fold this down, fold this, put that just like so. Do that there, straighten these up, and then you got the round peg right here. That peg's on the side just like so. So bring that up, lock that in, do that on that side, just like that. Then you kind of angle this. You can angle this however you want. You can bring it here, 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 whatever you want to do. But here you have him back in his tank mode. Now, like I said many times in this video, while accurate looking, I still don't really care for the figure all that much. Now, I could attribute that to the fact that I don't like Beast Wars or Beast Machines, and I don't like the character of Tankor, but you know, I never really watched Armada, so I don't really know about the Starscream version that was, you know, in that show. Yet I really liked the Generation toy for that. So I can't even, I don't want to necessarily say that I don't like this just because of the character. I just, in general, don't think it's a very good toy. While accurate, it just doesn't impress me all that much. The saving grace is the robot mode. I think that does look really nice, but I really do wish that it was bigger. If this was a Voyager figure, I think it would be much better. As it stands, it just is a very small, very squat, kind of boring Transformer that honestly doesn't even give me a Transformer feel. But again, that's just because of Beast Machines. So while I can't recommend this based on my personal enjoyment of the figure, I do know that there are a lot of people that do actually enjoy Beast Machines. So I'm sure that this is a figure that they would absolutely love to pick up. If you are interested in getting them, they are slowly now starting to trickle out into retail. But if you can't find them, as always, go ahead and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Big Bad Toy Store where you can pick this guy up and add him to your collection today. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/Optibotimus. Also, I'd really encourage you to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, as well as see what I have coming up for future release. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, to please like, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.